Good. What's up? What's up? It's another episode of the Intellectual Stew, and we are excited to do another episode because got together last night with my children. Two of them. I had Kennedy and Trey on with me last night, and it was a pretty good show. We talked about what better looks like through their eyes. I asked a question on last night, and the particular question that I asked was, what does better look like? And I gave a good definition of better, and one of which was to improve on or surpass a previous level or achievement. So whatever you did before, no matter how you did it, you want to try to do it better. So I was sitting at home, minding my own business, kind of looking at the stats from last night, and our engineer, Disco, trusted Disco, he's giving me a lot of opportunities as it relates, really giving me a platform as it relates to doing these podcasts, and I'm appreciative to him for that. And I think he kind of believes in what we're trying to do and the message that we're trying to convey. So he called me or he texted me today and said, hey, man, come on by the show and do a recap. So I'm here tonight to do a recap. So he's going to sit in where Trey and Kennedy were last night, and he and I are going to kind of bounce off of this particular subject of what better looks like. Disco, in your eyes, tell me what better looks like. Well, first of all, before we do that, let's talk about your background a little bit. You're from Miami. Mm-hmm. You were raised single parent home?
Single parent home, but I had a bunch of uncles and guys that stepped up.
So you had positive male figures in your life. Some people that dominant male figures, should I say? Correct. All right, so you got mother dominant male figures. You're married now. Been married 17 years.
Yeah.
Got how many children?
Between both of us, we got 6.
You got 6 children that you're raising. So you solid life. Been working in a career field for the last how many years you been?
Since I've been 17.
Okay, so you've been working. So you are a strong man, strong male figure. You coach football. You try to do as much as you can to create platforms for people to get their messages out. And above that, you're also a DJ.
Correct.
So you DJ at their local venues and all those kind of things. So you've been, the reason asking those questions is to say that you've been exposed to a lot of different things.
Correct.
So you've seen the best of things and you've seen probably the worst of situations as well. Mm-hmm. So by seeing both of those, by your estimation, what does better look like in your eyes? And I'm speaking in a very general context on this one.
In my eyes, better look like when you learn from your mistakes and do better.
Okay.
Like when you don't make the same mistake twice.
Mm-hmm.
Because being around those many years, dealing with so many people, you're supposed to not make the same mistake twice.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, when I encounter a situation that I already encountered before and did it the wrong way,
mm-hmm.
now when I don't respond what I used to do,
mm-hmm.
to me, I know I'm doing better.
That's growth.
That's growth.
That's growth. And you know what? I try to teach this lesson. What I like to say is that life constantly lends lessons. Mm-hmm. It's on us to consider the clues.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And so if a clue is being given to you, you don't put the clue in your back pocket. You don't throw it in the trash. I mean, you can put it in your back pocket, but you want to put it somewhere where you can pick it up and use it again, because if you take all your clues, then eventually you can come up with a solution, right?
Correct.
And so that's what I think you're saying when you say you want to make sure that you learn from every mistake, and I think that's part of manhood. To be honest with you, it's really not only just being a humanity, but I think as men we're taught to figure things out.
Like for instance, have you ever did something? Let's say you're a little older than me,
mm-hmm.
but let's say have you ever done something?
Was that a jab?
No, I wasn't a jab.
Okay.
I said a little bit. I said a little bit. So have you ever did something one day or reacted some way and you went home and said, you know what, man, I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, but I've done some things. You know what, man? And it's interesting that you say that.
So both sides.
Yeah, both sides.
Okay.
Because you know what, man? You know what? Like Facebook, man, is so, is everybody posts their successes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Everybody posts their successes, but how many people post their failures? Mm. You feel what I'm saying? Because I read a book one time by Max Lucado, and it's called Failing Forward. Because it takes failure to get to your successes. You know, in baseball, if you can just hit 3 out of 10 every time in baseball, man, you can be a career 300 hitter, and that's enough to put you in the Hall of Fame, right? But in order for that to work, you got to fail 7 out of 10 times. But nobody posts the failures. Everybody posts the successes of life, right? So yeah, I easily acknowledge my successes.
Like no women say, I just gained 30 pounds last week. Like no women.
Oh, they don't.
They won't say I just gained 30 pounds.
They'll never say that, but they'll say they lost 20. You know, no, they'll say they lost 5 since 10 last week. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, I hear what you're saying. I remember one time you talking about that because I remember some specific mistakes, and some of the mistakes that I made, really, I didn't have to make those mistakes. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, one time my son, he was playing baseball in high school, and that night before they had a long game. He's in 9th grade. He's in the magnet program. So so they got all this homework and stuff. So he gets home about 12:30, 1 o'clock that night, has this project that's due the next day. Next morning he gets up and he's not finished with it. Now I just told you he was out till 1:30, 2 o'clock, playing baseball till almost 1 o'clock. Now his simple request was, Dad, can I miss first period to finish my assignment? I said, no, you can't miss first period. You can't be late for school. You should have figured it out. And I went off on this boy, made him get on the bus, take his project. Yeah, talking about Trey. Yeah. Made him finish up his project. I mean, didn't finish his project, went to school, and he got a B on the project. When if I would have just let him stay for an hour, he could have easily had an A. Yeah. Went to school with a clear head. You know what I'm saying? But now he got to go to school with me in his mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm on his brain. I done messed his head up before the thing gets started. And all I had to do was say, you know what?
But you weren't thinking that. You was thinking about the repercussion if he didn't go to class on time.
That really what I wanted to just be alone.
Oh.
I was ready to get him out the house because it was my off day, and I really was just ready to stop. I mean, that's just transparency, man. Hey, it was my off day. I wanted to sit at home and do nothing all day long until they came back home. That was my goal, and that was the only goal it was. So that was a bad decision. You know what I'm saying? So on the path to better, I think we learn how to recognize our successes, but also learn how to acknowledge our failures as well. What do you think about that?
I'm quick to acknowledge all my failures, man. Okay. And I do it too quick. Mm-hmm. Like I'm quick. You with me, I have no problem saying what I didn't do right.
Okay.
Or what I messed up at. Mm-hmm. So I'm a little different. I talk more about what I did wrong.
Talk to who about what you do wrong?
You, Jay, friends, you friends too. I'm just saying my people in general. What I'm saying, I'm not afraid. Like I tell people, and not to be. It may be what I'm saying. I don't have to tell. My average outfit costs me $13.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to say it on social media, on the video. That's my whole point. I can wear anybody pants and my $10 shirt and some hand-me-down shoes, and I'm good.
And you good about it. Good.
And I have no problem telling people that. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna go on Facebook to tell you I got $400 shoes on.
Yeah.
I'm just what I'm saying. So my life, Disco, how was your day? I'm gonna tell you. So people always say, man, you always complaining. You asked me, how was your day? So you didn't ask me to paint a picture how I wanted my day to be. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to tell you how my day was.
Gotcha.
So I'm not the one to paint a picture that's not there.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not me.
All right. So if they ask for it, you're going to give it to them, basically.
If you know me, you know me.
Just like it is.
If you know me,
no chasing.
You know me. No chasing.
Now, so you heard us last night because we were talking about
and I loved it.
You love what?
That's why I asked you to come back.
You loved what we talked about last night? Sure. Because it was one particular part that Trey dealt with. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about keeping a positive attitude. And the statistic that he gave me blew my
mind.
That
hurt me to my soul.
That hurt you to your soul.
Because I wake up, Trey was talking to Uncle Disco.
Okay.
Because I wake up sometimes already negative before I leave the house. Like saying, I hope that dude don't send me negative at work.
Yeah.
I hope I hope she don't come at me as my supervisor. I wake up like that because it's always done.
On the edge.
On edge. So,
with a chip on your shoulder. Is it a chip on your shoulder?
No, is it I'm expecting it because it's always there.
Okay.
But if I stop, like you said, if I stop speaking about it, or stop thinking about it, I may have a good, it hit home.
Let me give the statistic to those because I remember it stuck to my head. It stuck in my mind. Actually, I met with some brothers today, and all these were very successful cats too. And we had this conversation. And the statistic that Trey said that shared with us was he said that the human brain or the average person has between 12 and 16,000 thoughts a day.
I got way more than that. Yeah.
So 12 and 16,000 thoughts a day. But he said out of those 12,000
deep
or 16,000,
deep
80% of those thoughts are negative.
deep.
That means if you got 12,000 thoughts, 9,600 of those thoughts are negative thoughts.
Deep.
That's crazy. If you got 15,000 thoughts, 80%, 12,000 of those thoughts are negative, right? So 80% of up to 16,000 thoughts are negative. But here's the crazy part about it. 95% of the 80% are on repeat all the time. So those 9,600 thoughts, 9,500 of them are on repeat. I think I did my math right. Somebody help me out. 9,600 divided by 95%. I could be a little off right there.
That's me.
Yeah, but it's on repeat all day long. I'm playing these negative thoughts in my head, and like Cedric the Entertainer said, I wish I would, right? And there you are, Disco, leaving the house in the morning, and first thing you saying, if she says something to me, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cuss her out.
And then the bad thing about it, when she do it or they do it, I tell you, I'm talking about it all day.
And don't do it.
No, man. Meaning, if something happened to me at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm talking about that until
All day.
I go to bed at night.
Wow.
To somebody, to me, to my thoughts. That's what I'm trying to say. When y'all was talking last night,
I saw you.
I had to sit back and I wanted to say something so bad.
That was the quietest I've ever seen you last night.
Because it was me.
Okay.
It was, like I said, God put people in your, and this was a.
So can we get beyond 92%, 85,
It
80%?
wasn't a preacher that was talking.
I'm talking.
It was your son.
That's my son, though.
He ain't a preacher.
He will be.
Okay, well, when he get one, I can give y'all 92.2.
He's a street
That's
preacher.
an
He
inside
got
joke for those who don't know.
Yeah, his inside joke.
But what I was saying was that I'm that person. Like, I can be mad at you right here.
Mm-hmm.
And the next person that's close to me and you, I'm going to vent about what we just talked about.
Wow.
Then I'm going to get in my car and either want to call you, confront you again about it, or I'm going to talk about it again to myself.
Disco, I'm going to tell you something on the air. I'm going to tell you something on the air, and the reason I'm going to say it now, because if I say it now, you can't swing on me.
I ain't going to swing it no way.
It's female-ish.
Yeah.
You got to stop that.
Yeah. Well, it ain't really female. I ain't going to put myself in a female category. It's not female. It's what it is.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what it is, I want to get to the. It's like if I don't get to the bottom of it right then, I kind of psych myself out, or I got to talk about it enough to forget about it.
Okay.
I just can't forget about it.
Okay.
So some ways when I talk about it a lot, I get tired of talking about it, so it's over with.
Okay.
Or if I don't call and cuss you back out, as soon as I can,
you got to release it some way.
some kind of way.
So what our challenge is, or what your challenge is,
Correct,
is you got to figure out how to release it as quick as possible. But first of all, okay, because we talk about.
But I got the answer though.
What's the answer?
Usually when I got a DJ at nighttime, anything happen within those 4 or 5 hours, I'm good.
Okay.
Because music is my therapy.
Okay. That's what I was going. That's what I was going with.
But if I'm driving a bus and somebody piss me off, I'm done.
You ain't got no music in your head.
I'm done.
But you got to have mental music in your head.
No, it's that. So that's my, as a man, as a 45-year-old man, I'm here to say it. That's my biggest problem in my life. I can't let stuff go.
You can though.
I can.
I'll tell you why you can now. The reason why I say we can now, and this is good that we're having this conversation tonight, is because for you to text me and tell me to come up here and have this conversation one-on-one.
Correct.
For you to give me free time, everybody, I'm just joking, but I don't tell nobody else. But to call me in to have this conversation, and I'm not a therapist. I am a minister, but I'm not a therapist. But I do understand, and I do listen, right? That means that in essence, what you're doing is you're acknowledging that you have a flaw.
Not only that, I'm a type of person, I can call somebody all day long and say, I love you. Out the blue. That's me.
You can't. I've heard that. I've heard you do it.
But I also can call you to vent when it's not fair to you.
I got you.
Like, I'm that guy that you'll say, you know what? It's a 50-50 chance. Either Disco calling to say he love me, or he calling either to cuss me out, or he calling to complain about something.
I got you.
So I got to get out of that.
I got you.
I got to learn how to, if I'm mad at something they did, it ain't got nothing to do with you.
Because what you're doing, believe it or not, is you hurt. See, the old saying is hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
And when hurt people, they have a tendency of bleeding on people who haven't done anything to them.
Correct.
That's me. It's like me walking up on somebody who has a laceration, who has a wound. I pick them up, and that blood automatically starts just automatically going off on me, right? And when you start venting to other people about what somebody else did to you, then what you're doing is you're actually bleeding on those. And
bringing them in.
Yeah, bringing them in something that they had no, like I told you.
They had a good day going on.
They could have had, like I told you, like I said on the show last night, girl called me at 4 o'clock in the morning.
You didn't want to answer the phone.
I didn't.
Yeah.
And then when she called and we finally had a conversation about it and I listened to everything she had to say, I said, that's what you called me for?
We got a family member in our family that we got people that call. They'll say, hey, cuz, you talked to so-and-so today because I had a good day at work and I want to check on them, but I want to make sure they had a good day before I call. Because again, it does, because if you care about somebody, like right now, if I had it, well, I have great days. A lot of stuff I ain't know about this big.
Okay.
So a lot of stuff I bring on myself. The average cat be like, man, I won't even think about that. That's my problem.
I got you.
But what I'm saying is that I gotta get, and I'm not the only one. I'm just confessing.
We ain't talking to everybody else. We talking business. We ain't got to. We ain't got to throw that caveat is not even necessary. That's called deflection. So let's stay right here. We talking about this is a one-on-one conversation between Disco and Jay.
You know what I'm saying? I can't put myself in everybody. I'm talking about me.
Yeah, I got you.
So what I'm saying is my problem as a man is that I want to be the best, which is not a problem, at everything I do. I expect everybody to be like me. So basically, to me, any man credit with me, I don't care about paperwork. I don't care about signature. I'm old school. Your mouth is your credit.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the world we live in, I got to get out of that because that's not how it's going no more.
Not anymore.
And that's what I have a problem dealing with. If you say you're going to be at 5 o'clock, I expect you here at 5 o'clock. 5:04, I'm pissed.
Yep.
And I got to get in my mindset that that's not how you are, not you as per se.
I got you. I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'll be mad for the next 2-3 hours because I made adjustments to be here at 5 o'clock and you here at 5:04.
And that's another thing
and
we talked
mess
about.
up my whole day.
And that's another thing we talked about on the show last night. We talked about last night about the importance of being on time.
And you said it's free.
And it's free. Hey, don't call it.
Say it again though, because it was so real when y'all said it.
Man,
you said some of the stuff that was free. 3 things was free in life. It was 3 important things you can do that's free.
Oh yeah.
And you said being on time.
Oh yeah.
That was free.
That's free.
And it's so real.
Yeah. Well, it requires zero talent. Zero talent. What he said was punctuality is consistently being on time. Consistently being on time is the product of proper planning, personal discipline, and respect for other people's time. If people have a 5 o'clock, if they got a 5 o'clock meeting with you and they don't show up till 5:30,
push everything back.
Then that means that they don't respect your time.
Correct.
And if you got a 6 o'clock appointment and you waiting on it and they don't show up till 5:30, the person that shows up at 5:30 cannot very well expect you to give them that hour that they thought. That hour, that 30 minutes is forfeited. You feel what I'm saying? Man, when I come on your show, if my show is at 9:30, you tell me to be here at 9 o'clock. Have I ever come past? Well, I might come at 9:05. But if I come at 9:05, I've already sent you every email that's necessary. When we walk in here, we're talking about production. You're asking me what video, I mean, what am I talking right?
Yeah.
Because why? I want to put a product in place that is palatable, that's precise, that's understood, that can be easily understood, so that when people are watching it, it's digestible. Even if they can't hear me, they can see something and get something out. You understand what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question, man, because I'm tired of the myth, because y'all talked about time last night. Why do you think colored folks, why do you think we got that mentality where we had to come up with that term CP? Why do you think we live our life like? Well, I don't, but why do you think most of us live our life?
Man, I've never even thought about that answer in my life. I don't know why but I don't know. Maybe
why it's so common with us, what I'm saying. Like, I hate to say this, I'm being for real. I've been coaching football for 17 years. And at my park, at my certain parks I deal with, all my kids come to practice on time. Across the track, 40% come on time. Like, why is it the norm for us to live our life like that, man?
Man, it had to come from somewhere.
That's what I'm asking you. Where did it come from?
I don't know. I mean, maybe we didn't have watches. You know, I mean, I'm talking about years ago.
Yes,
because something, if a seed's planted, trust me, you don't necessarily get the offspring till later on. Maybe because back then we used to have to look at the sun, you know what I'm saying, and try to figure out what time. But it's definitely something, because a lot of us don't respect time like we should.
You said it right there, respect time.
Yeah, a lot of us don't respect time. Me personally, if I know I got to be somewhere, I'm going to be on time, you know. But honestly, because of the type person that I am, though, I don't like working traditional jobs, they say. I'm not really ever on anybody else's time that much. You know what I'm saying? And most of my time is my time. Now, if I have to go do a gig at a dealership or something like that, like Thursday morning, Trey and I got to ride to Florida for a job. Now, we got to be there at 9 o'clock, all right? So it means I got 4.5 hours to get there. So I got to give myself 45 minutes for a delay, something that might happen on the freeway.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So and I know they're an hour behind me. So I know I got if I leave at 5, that's 4 o'clock their time. So that gives me 5 hours to get there by 9 o'clock. Well, we probably still need to leave at 4:30 just to be safe. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I factor time. Everybody don't factor time, because when you start doing time, sometimes you got to start doing math. You then you got to do a little algebra in there. Then you got to start do a little division to divide. So everybody don't think the same way. It's not just a simple matter. Should be a simple matter,
correct?
But it's not just a simple matter for everybody to do it that way. But I wish there was, and there's never gonna be. Mm-hmm. I wish there was a blanket answer to answer that, but it just ain't. But we've definitely gotten that.
Because I can't say it's a color thing, because
I was gonna ask you that.
No, it can't be, because I was raised black. My mom, my mom was Cuban, but I was raised black, and I can't say that, because most of my cousins be late. I can cuss because they ain't actually.
Yeah, you can cuss when it's on my show. I mean, we grown. You grown.
But I just don't know, and I get tired of it. It's like, it's so bad you got to tell someone sometime the wrong time, because I know how you run your life.
Oh yeah.
Like, I got a cousin of mine. She knows who she is. I gotta tell her something started at 4 when it really started at 6.
But let me tell you what's crazy.
And you still get there 5:59.
But let me tell you what's crazy though. You know what's crazy to me? It's crazy to me when people will they'll set their watch or their clock in their car 10 or 15 minutes fast. So that make them get there. How does that make you get there on time if you know you set the clock 15 minutes fast?
I always thought about that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I remember my stepmom used to do that, man. I mean, the clock. I'm looking at my watch and it's 9 o'clock, but the clock in the the clock in the car says 9:15.
But you know you changed it.
Yeah, But you know you changed
so you
it.
know that ain't the real time.
So you still ain't gonna be 15 minutes early. You know what I'm saying? And people will do those things, man. But that has a lot to do.
That's like me when I was, a lot of times when I'm looking for an address. Mm-hmm. I turn the music down. Ain't nobody talking.
Yeah.
It's just me looking at the paper.
Yeah.
But I turn the music down to look for the address.
Man, look, watch this. I'll raise the window down to turn on the air conditioning. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you ever heard somebody talking about I raise the window down? How you raise the window down? You either roll the window down or roll the window up. But no.
Yeah, true. That's funny, man.
Yeah. But people will do that, man, and being on time, it really should just be a matter of just being on time. Let me tell you something, man.
Do you think we can function in the world if we had no clock?
I could. When was the last time you had an alarm clock? I haven't had an alarm clock.
Not alarm clock, just a clock.
No, my point is
a watch period.
I hear you, but what I'm saying is I haven't had an alarm clock wake me up in the last 20 years.
Me neither.
If I have to be up at 5 o'clock, I'm going to be up at 5 o'clock regardless.
I got it worse than that. I just get home at 11:30. Got to be up 3:30 and wake up no alarm.
No alarm clock, because my body has a biological time clock on it, and it's going. If I know something that I got to do, I'm going to do it.
Correct.
I'm going to do it. Now I don't know if we can function without clocks, because we need kind of functions in place to kind of move it. Yeah, little structure. That's the word. Yeah. We got something to kind of help keep us structured. Cause
and then your son said something, man. I'm gonna steal it from him. I swear I am.
He ain't mad about it.
He said when he was late for baseball practice, they did a drill that was called weight
of responsibility.
And I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that for my football program this year.
Mm-hmm. Make him walk around the whole.
No, I got a thing called a pit.
Okay.
But I'm gonna use that terminology.
Okay.
Weight for responsibility.
What does the pit look like?
The pit is what I do when they get in trouble. They run late. So they got a bear crawl. They got a duck walk. They got a push up, sit ups, and run hills.
How old are your boys?
Well, this year I'm doing 11, 12. It don't matter. I did it when they was 7, 8.
But when they late, it ain't their fault.
It don't matter.
They parents, they ain't got no cars.
It don't matter.
See, I got a problem.
No. Listen to the whole thing. When I see them get out the car, they start walking.
Okay.
So I don't do, now that age, I don't do it. I hurt them. Just a little 5 minutes, they done with it. But I want you to know you're already running late.
Yeah.
So now you're going to walk on my field. Then you got to get dressed on your time.
Yes.
So you may be my quarterback. I can't do no plays.
I got you. I had a coach do that to Trey one time. Trey was late, and he was late not because of him. He was late because of me, because he didn't have a car. He was 11 years old.
Well,
and this is what I didn't like about it. Because when we pulled up, we were late. When we pulled up, first thing the coach starts hollering is, "You late. You late.
That's right.
Hurry up. You late."
That's right.
He's still beside my car.
That's right.
And I said, "Coach, he ain't got no car.
Nah.
He ain't late because of him. He's late because of me."
But you know what it is from a coach mentality?
What's that?
we don't want our kids to get used to being
I
late.
understand, but really, you're not mad at him. You're mad at me.
I understand that, but
And so if you want to take it out on me, take it out on me. He's already upset about being late.
I know that.
He's pissed.
I know, but you're missing the point.
I know. I got it.
And I get
and I want to make you get my point too. Okay.
You're right on your point.
Okay.
What I'm saying is we don't want them to go through life because their parents running late to think, okay, my mama pulled up late, coach ain't say nothing.
Okay, but now since you're doing it that way, then everybody's against me. My parents got me late. My coach is on me because I'm late. So now I ain't got nobody on my side.
It's not against you. What we're doing is we're gonna
tough love can feel like it's against you.
Have a good conversation. We don't want you. Okay, how many decisions you made in your life right now if you made it because you thought your parents were doing it right?
A lot of.
Okay, not necessarily how much. Some of that stuff may have not been right?
Absolutely.
So what I'm saying is, if a coach get on you, we know good and well you ain't drive.
But my point is, I would rather you pull me to the side and get on me than hollering at me beside my parents' car.
Yeah, I know. But
because you hollering, because like I said, if you hollering across, I mean, you way down in the middle of the field, and I'm way up on the hill and getting out of my car, and you hollering at my son right beside me, I would have been like, come here, man. Why you walking on my field? Go over there and put this stuff on. And then I'm going to get him like that. Okay. But embarrassing him out front, yeah, that's my point.
Well, let me tell you something I did. Okay. You may think I'm crazy. What people that know me know. I was coaching 11, 12-year-old team, and I was running late for work. I mean, I was running late to practice myself from work.
Okay.
So I got to practice probably 25 minutes in. But these boys 13, 14. So I said to myself, when I pull in this parking lot, it's 6:45, practice started at 6. I just know they're going to be dressed doing their own thing. So I pull up in the driveway, the parking lot. I look across the field, they all got just pants on, no shoulder pads, no helmet, goofing around with the ball, blah, blah, blah. I come on the field livid. We had a gate, and the other side of the gate was nothing but trees. Out there, Powder Springs Park. I grabbed all their helmets, I grabbed all their shoulder pads, and I slung them all over the gate in the woods. And I said, since y'all ain't gonna get dressed to go to practice, this is how we gonna practice. We better crawl for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I made them get up, jump the gate, go find their pads. We talking about ear pads and I came out, shoulder pads. They ain't know who's what. Till this day, I got parents, till this day, them kids in college, they ain't never been late to damn practice ever.
I can see that, but let me ask you this right here. Did you make the assistant coach run with them?
No, at that time I was the only one that was there.
Okay, then I can see that part. Because it seemed like, because I personally think children need guidance.
Correct.
And I think they need direction at all times.
And sometimes it's sad to say this, and it's not nothing me and you did as a dad, tell you the truth. A lot of times it's the coaches because it's that voice they don't hear all day.
Yeah.
So I tell dads all the time that, yeah, you they daddy. But sometimes they mama gonna call coach before they do the daddy because they done it's like Charlie Brown kid. They done tuned that person out. So a lot of daddy get, why you call that man before you call me?
They do that for real?
What?
Mamas call the coach before they call the daddy?
Man.
I wish my wife would have.
No, they do it because they do it, but not as a disrespect. Is that okay, I hate to say it. Back when I was coaching little kids, I hate to say this, it wasn't too many dads in the picture.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
It is what it is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It is, but we did have some dads in the picture that kind of, you know what, coach, get them. Well, I done had dads call me, tell me, coach, you better get your boy. Like they'll tell me, you better get your boy, you better go to school and talk to your boy. And they'll tell me to go to school, and they're the daddy now. Go to school, you better get your boy, he ain't gonna touch your field.
Yeah. And
have to go to school and snatch him out of class, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes it's that coach.
Yeah. And that's my concern, because with Trey and that particular team that he was on, they had a good team. And those coaches, and it was mostly black, was all black parents. And they love that tough love stuff. And Trey didn't respond well to tough love.
Nah, it's how you do it.
Yeah, and they kept doing it. And one day I told the coach, I said, I mean no harm, but if you keep talking to him like that, he ain't gonna play for you no more.
Correct.
And then they were like, well, I don't understand because
you gotta balance.
And they said, because when he get to high school, then they gonna holler at him. I said, but he might not want to play in high school because you stolen all the passion from him. I said, let him learn the game first, and then he can handle it. I said, because I'm hard on him at home. So ain't nothing you really can tell. When he played, she was like, man, my dad had been playing to me all my life, so I'm not really worried about playing. You ain't gonna break me like that. So my point was, let me build him before you break him. Correct. And see, so many times we build them, break them, break them, break them, break them, build, break, build, build, break.
Because a lot of that's why you coached Trey before.
Until I realized he was good. Then when I realized how good he was, I stopped coaching him.
Because me personally, this be my first year coaching my own because I never wanted to hate the game.
Okay.
Because I'm very into it.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing about me, and anybody know me, know I'm gonna get on the ASS, but I'm also gonna build them up.
Got you.
My coach always told us, when I stop coaching you or yelling, you better worry. When I stop getting on you, that's when you better worry.
Got you.
So my kids know I get on their ASS, but I'm the same one coach gonna give you the ice cream, gonna give you the pizza, gonna tell you he love you, gonna check on you.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna do all that. But if I know it's in you,
and that's to me, if you're doing it like that, that's balance.
Correct.
You know, you gotta have balance. You gotta have balance, and because if you have, let me tell you, there's a very fine line between affliction and abuse.
correct.
And the thing about it is that society beats up our black men so bad, and it has a trickle down effect on the boys because a lot of the boys don't have they don't have fathers in their life.
Well, the mothers do that too, though.
Yeah, I agree.
The mothers beat on the men in front of the daddy.
In front of the dad. They beat on the men or the boys, you mean?
No, we're going to talk deep right now.
Okay.
You got a lot of mamas out there that would disrespect their daddy.
In front of the boys.
In front of the boys.
That's what I was talking about, yeah.
And then it makes the boy not respect the daddy.
Well, that was what Willie Lynch said that was going to happen.
Yeah.
He said when it was going to be he said it was going to be a reversal of natures where the male would the women would lose respect for the male. And then once she lost respect for the male, the boy would begin to acclimate to his mother and then lose respect for his father.
I watched the kid, no lie. I watched the kid back in my days coaching. He went off on his daddy in the parking lot. He had to be like 10 years old. Went off on his daddy.
Wow.
Daddy ain't say nothing. And my sister coach like, Coach, man, you gonna get blank. I'm like, nah, that's his daddy.
Yeah, he ain't on the football
now,
field
that
right
was
there.
his mama he talked to like that. I went over there. But that's his daddy.
And if his daddy let him talk like that,
That's on his
and
daddy.
that wasn't the first time that happened.
Nah, couldn't have been.
Yeah, if he talked to him like that,
Nah.
that definitely wasn't the first time that happened. And that's another thing we discussed last night is talking about the whole passion piece. You know what I'm saying? Because passion, I was thinking about that
Can
today.
passion hurt you, Kirk? I been asked you that last night.
Can you have too much passion?
Yeah. I was asked you that last night.
I think if you don't channel your passion properly,
How can it hurt you?
it can set you up for failure if you don't. Okay, good, thank you. Passion without a plan can set you up with failure, because some people think that passion is enough. Now, passion is fuel and passion to keep you going. But if you got passion without a plan, then you just kind of keep going, and you can be spinning your wheel, bumping your head, keep doing all kind of things. But what happens at a certain point is that passion should connect with a plan. Does that make sense? Because see, anything I love to use this acronym right here. We can all have ideas. Ideas are good, but an idea becomes more powerful when the idea becomes a vision. Because until idea becomes a vision, and the acrostic for idea, I do everything alone. IDEA. I do everything alone.
I can spell, sir.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. This is.
I'm messing with
It's
you.
not for the spelling
I'm
aspect.
messing with you, man.
It's the. You told me you couldn't spell. I was playing. Now you want to mess.
I can spell 4-letter word.
I got one you can't spell.
I know you can. Got plenty I can't spell.
But I do everything alone, right? So, but and that's where a lot of people are. We're stuck with a good idea,
Yeah.
and passionate about that idea. But because I can't get my idea off the ground, passion can lead to frustration. Passion can lead to humility, a reality check. You know what I'm saying? And I know people who've been passionate in this
Okay,
time.
next question is,
Okay.
who do you think creates that passion in you? Like, let me finish it out. Like, a lot of times these kids coaching them, right? You can look in their eyes and tell they got the passion, but it's not really what they want to do. So they'll be out there playing.
Is that passion? If it's, I don't think that's passion.
No, okay, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So they'll go out there and give me everything they got, and the passion is just to keep that person in the bleachers happy. So they put enough passion behind it for them to be content. But as they get older, because they gotta have passion to do something to play.
No, I think what you're talking about is effort.
No, I'm talking about passion too.
If you're not, I know people who put a whole lot of effort into things that they're not passionate
But
about.
you can get yourself passionate just to please others. That's possible. You never showed passion for
it
nothing
wasn't
else?
passion.
Okay.
It was effort. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because, like, for instance, say you got a son or you got a little boy, and he's big. You don't have to agree with him, and I'm not saying I'm right.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good thing about it.
Good.
But a big boy right here, you put him on the line because he's a big boy.
Yeah.
So he gonna give you all the effort. Get him. But he hates football.
Correct.
He doing it because they want him to do it. So I'm putting forth the effort.
But you can put passion. But you can make him have passion because he want to stretch you up.
I don't.
Like my uncle always said, you can put hell in a woman. Meaning, a woman can be a nice little chick.
I wish somebody. I wish we could have. I wish we had some callers that could talk about to answer that question.
I know what you're saying, but see me. I know what you're saying, but passion.
If anybody's on this live listening, is there a difference between can you have effort without passion? That's the question I'm trying to figure out
Because
right now.
it got to go together.
It don't.
It does.
I think. Let me tell you an example. I'm gonna tell you why I say that. I can put forth effort and hate something. Like I put forth effort. I mean, I'm not passionate about math as far as like algebra and all that kind of stuff. But I had math classes. So I had to put forth the effort to get a grade. But was I passionate about it? Nah. And maybe we got to get a clear understanding or a definition of what passion is. But to me, passionate is something that I would do for free if wasn't nobody looking and that wasn't paying me or anything. But I'm just so consumed by this thing because I love it, right? Like passion for me, I love community things. I love to I used to do community events where I would try to bring the community out and get people to doing things together. And I'm excited and it makes my heart. Passion is something that makes your heart happy. I don't think a little big boy that's being made to play football for his mama that's putting forth the effort is passionate about that. Because now, let me put it like this. He could love video games and is passionate about video games. But he's out here doing what because I'm a big boy, I'm bigger than the most. And if you watch half them little boys, they switching. They walking like their mama. But he I'm sorry, I should have said it. But he loves his mama enough that I'm going to put forth this effort. But in the car on the way home, mama, will you buy me a video game?
But what I'm saying is, though, he using football to show passion for his love for his mama to do what she wanted to do.
That's because I love my mom. That's not passion.
Okay.
To me.
All right.
To me.
All right. Next one. Next. We'll be talking about this for 2 hours.
Okay, what time is your next show?
We good. We got time.
Okay. Let me look at this again, because I want to say I'm right. I mean, I don't want to. If
I mean, I know what you're saying. It can't be a passion if you can do it on your own. Like passion, you get up, do push on your own, work out on your own. You know, but sometimes you got passion to please your parents, so you're gonna put the forth effort on the field.
Where is it? Oh, I can't find that one I did last night. Remember that meme I did last night when I said about being passionate, not for your mama, not for your parents, not for your teacher, not for anybody else.
Emailed it to me.
Yeah, it has to. I got it in here, but it has to be for you. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And see, at the I don't know how passionate. I mean, I know you have certain passions at 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, or you kind of finding yourself. But later on in life, like I said, when you can find something that you would do for free, and then figure out a way to make that pay you, that's what passion is for me. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you're not passionate about it, then it's going to be work. And for me, if I'm just looking at a job as work, to me that's a slave mentality. I can't do it because I'll quit because I'm looking at the door all day long. What time? If we get out at 5 o'clock, I'm ready to go.
So a pastor is a pastor. That's his passion or his calling?
That's both. That's both.
Both.
Yeah. If it's a calling, there's going to be a passion there. Okay. Now, I ain't gonna say. Now, the Bible says many are called, but few are chosen.
You say you want to keep going?
Hey man, I'm a grown man. I got size 12 shoes, Jack. You know, anything I say, I can back up. But many are called, but few are chosen. The chosen ones, definitely, we're passionate about.
Okay.
About saving souls.
Are you more? Are you think they're more passionate, more their reputation of their name and the title they gave themselves? Or are they really passionate with Christ like that?
That's an individual thing. That's not
talking about you. I'm talking about okay.
But that's not a blanket statement.
I got you.
I mean, if in fact we all have different fingerprints, we all have different mindsets, we all have different mentalities. People go into every job for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Some preachers go in it for the wrong reason. Some lawyers go in it for the wrong reason. Some judges. You got judges that get caught up on corruption.
Today is all about money.
Man, hey, and let me tell you, and that's another show I'm going to do soon.
Yeah.
Is that the love of money is the root to all evil.
Crazy.
Look at the evil in our world right now.
Crazy.
Look how these girls are getting money, man. They get money through stripping. They get money through OnlyFans. I mean, and they get a lot of money, man. I'm talking about astronomical amounts of money, buying cars and expensive things. And you got average people that go to work 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, got college degrees, and can't even compete. Yep. Struggling to make their ends meet. But the love of money is the root to all evil.
Make you sell your soul.
It'll make you sell your soul in a heartbeat.
And so that's why I'm blessed. I'm gonna tell you right now. I told you I'm not gonna keep saying it over and over again, but I'm good, man. Anybody know me personally, man? I can rock and roll with average. Average, I'm good.
Man, let me tell
Below
you.
average, I'm good.
Paul, the Apostle Paul, that's in the Bible.
I'm good.
Paul wrote a letter to the church at Philippi, Philippians, and he said something that I thought was so powerful. You know what he said? And I'm paraphrasing when I say this. He said, "I've learned." First of all, that's a good thing. You got to learn in every state, right? But he said, "I've learned in whatsoever state I'm in to be content." That means if I got money, I'm cool. If I'm broke, I'm cool. If I got food in the refrigerator, I'm cool. If I don't have food in the refrigerator, I'm cool. Whatsoever state I'm in, I'm good.
Because I know it's coming.
I know it's, man, let me tell you something. When I got divorced, I sat on my couch. Didn't know how I was going to eat. Didn't know how I got fired the next day from my job. I didn't have any savings. I didn't have anything, man. I mean, then they started giving me, what, $130, $140 a week for unemployment, whatever it was. And wasn't no pandemic money, no PUA money then. Right, I wasn't getting no extra $600 a week, right?
PUA,
yeah. And, man, I was broke, man. I'm talking about, and, man, please. Got in the car, started driving Lyft and Uber. We left that morning with $20 in my tank and got in the Lyft. And at the end of the day, I had about $180. And next day,
the thing is money you earn.
Man, and I felt good about that $150 at the end of the day.
And is it me or not? It's like, I don't know about you, man. But I know when I go grocery shopping, right? And I take all my stuff out the bag and put it whatever. My first bowl of cereal feel like a steak sandwich because I know that's money I made that week.
Wow, that's good.
To feed myself. It just tastes different.
Yeah.
When you know it's something you just that you a bowl of something simple as a bowl of cereal tastes different.
Didn't I say that last night?
Man, look here. Something simple as a bowl of cereal tastes different for me than me going to your house. Yeah. You give me a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you ever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just something about that. That's why, just like that grandma love, I'm switching subject way over, but just like that grandma love, I can watch my grandma when she was alive, make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I can do the same thing she did. It don't taste nothing like her sandwich.
Ain't that something?
So what I'm saying is that when you know that you earned it, when you know what I'm saying, is that, I guess, again, passion. Hmm. I mean, my passion, I love to work.
Well, we like to be rewarded for our effort.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And here's the key. So many people, no,
and we don't do that enough.
We don't do it enough, and we don't pat ourselves on the back. You know what I'm saying? We don't count small victories.
Uncle Willie told me back in the day. He said, when you get paid, always get your. He said he don't care if it's a shoelace, an ice cream cone. Mm-hmm. When you get your check, always get yourself something.
Yeah.
It ain't gotta be no Jordans. It ain't gotta be no polo shirts. Get yourself a Gatorade. Something that you can pay yourself.
Yeah. And this is what I told him last night. Okay. What the satisfaction lies in the effort.
Okay.
Not in the attainment. Full effort is full victory. Right. You got to be able to mark your milestones, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to mark your milestone. Every time you accomplish something or you do something, you got to give yourself some credit because everybody else is trying to take it away. Am I lying? You got to mark your milestones. Mark your milestone. Like you said, there's so many lessons in the effort. Because I can put forth the effort and try to do a thing, be unsuccessful in doing that thing, but that don't mean I didn't learn anything. Because if I don't pick up anything else, at least I picked up experience. And there's so much power in experience. Because now, and guess what? Have you ever learned how to do something, especially with, I'm going to give you a perfect example. Have you ever learned something working on that computer that you didn't try to do because your goal initially was to learn something else? You taught me some things with, and how to work the whole program, how to do the green screen, all that kind of stuff, right? But while you mess with the chroma key, now you learn how to stack another layer and put this in place or put this in place.
It's kind of like looking for something. What I do a lot is I lose something. I lose something and I'll be looking for what I lost, right? But I find what I was looking for 2 months ago.
That is, Marlon, that is totally irrelevant to what we're talking about right now. I appreciate you, but I ain't finna, And I can't say that that's real passion. I mean, because just to look like passion don't mean that it always is passion, but you got good and bad people. He says, okay, what about all the passionate pastors that has been called upon and gay? then that don't mean that they're passionate. That don't mean that
That's a whole nother damn shit.
that's a whole subject. And the thing is that many are called, but few are chosen. Then some was sent, some that was sent, and don't mean they. Some that went wasn't necessarily sent.
No, we ain't talking no pastor.
Yeah, some that went wasn't necessarily sent. You got people, you got lawyers that do jobs that. I know people who created degrees before and all those types of things. And you know what?
I know what you're gonna say. I'm gonna say it for you. I'm gonna say it for you. I know, like, people attack pastors so quick, and I know the pastors get tired of hearing it. But I think the problem is the pastors some pastors put themselves on the pedestal and get themselves that title. So
I think sometimes we put pastors on pedestal.
Correct. So we quickly to judge them because they put themselves in that position to be judged. I think personally. Yeah,
I see that part of it. But this is what do I always tell you about my shows? I don't talk about what is.
Yeah.
I talk about what's supposed to be.
Exactly.
That it's so easier to scratch the line up to erase the line in the back of the batter's box to give you more room to hit the pitch instead of just sitting in the batter's box and
for everything.
Yeah, man, just sit there and take the pitch, man. If you can't catch up to a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, Negro, you ain't need to be playing baseball, and you definitely don't need to be playing pro. So my point is, I'm not talking about what is. I know we got gay pastors. I know we got gay people, right? And thankfully, I'm not. Hallelujah. I love women, and I love them too much, probably. But anyway, you got bad people in every situation. But as grandmama would say, you chew the meat, and what else? Spit out the bone.
But you know what? Speaking of what you just said, not to talk bad about you and about it, that don't bother me. Like, I don't. If I know what I'm dealing with, I'm cool with it. I'd rather know what somebody is. Then I'm seriously, that don't bother me. That's
oh no, I don't have a problem with that. Man, live your life.
It don't bother me at all.
Keisha, don't be shaking your head on me, girl.
It don't bother me at all. But I'm saying I rather know what I'm dealing with. Like I tell people, I got just many white folks that I do black folks as friends. Equally. But what I'm saying is when they had the whole rebel thing going on, rebel flags, I'd rather know what that means to you per se than to judge you for what you got.
But you know what? When they attacked the Capitol, they weren't attacking black people. Most of the people in Congress were white folks, wasn't it? I mean, we love to make everything a fight, but I looked at
you don't get interested until it's a black and white thing.
Now the problem that I had with it was the privilege, because when President Trump came on, he didn't say y'all going to jail. He said y'all go home.
Exactly.
That to me, that was privilege. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like what's been bothering me lately is. And what's been really bothering me lately, I ain't saying nothing about it on the show, but I'm gonna say it first with you. We honor, it's like when we see a cop at a different race pick up a black baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't honor the fact that it's just a good dude picking up a baby. We gotta honor the color of the cop.
Yeah.
Vice versa, if we see a black cop that help a white lady cross the street or elderly lady, we gotta talk about how the black man helped. Everything is a damn race card.
The dividends are in division. As long as they can keep us divided, that's the more money they're gonna make.
Correct.
That's what it's all about. And we don't realize that we're pawns in the game.
Correct.
I'm going to issue a challenge now, and this is the challenge I'm going to issue soon. My daughter and I are going to work on this video. She's going to help me script it. But and this is my first time saying it, and I don't care if somebody else says it. Hopefully, a whole bunch of people are here, and we'll all issue the same challenge. My challenge is going to be for black men and black women not to issue a negative meme about the opposite sex for 30 days. I would love to see us as black men and black women not post one negative meme, not say one negative thing about the opposite sex for 60 days. And I promise you it would change our community.
I want to tell a story too.
What's that?
I want you to tell a story without telling what color it is.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me something happened somewhere without telling me what color did what and what color did it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And I roll with your challenge too, but I'm trying to fix us internally before I fix us externally. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because dude, Disco, man, we have been damaged, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we are the effects of what we've been exposed to. You think about back during when President Clinton was running for president, right? And he had to show how tough he was on the crime bill. And so he talked about because the Republicans had just issued one, so he had to issue one. I know I don't talk about politics, but I'm doing it right now. Yeah, and he had to show that he was tough on crime, right? So they started this whole crime bill, and they talked about this thing called a super predator, right? And every time you looked up and saw a super predator, guess who he looked like? He looked just like me and you. He was a black man with wide nose, big nostrils, like a black man. So when every time they showed this super predator that they talked about, and they putting it on the news, they putting this black man on TV, and guess what white folks started doing every time they saw it? They started forming an opinion about black men, and that he's a super predator. And then they went even farther and started talking about the crack queen and all this welfare queen and the crackheads and all this kind of stuff. And it was always black women and black men, because they wanted to paint the imagery of us being negative, about us being crime ridden, that we participate in crime, and they wanted to justify this whole thing of mandatory sentences. Tell me I'm wrong. Because it was crazy when they started giving out 10 years for a dime rock and making it almost, wasn't it, fed time at a certain time? They giving away 10 years for a dime rock that had how much cocaine in it? And who did it affect? It affected black men. And if you look up right now, the prison system is full because of the crime bill that Bill Clinton, who we gave all this credit for being the first black president, he was one of the main ones that perpetuated that whole process. I'm sorry, I don't talk about politics, y'all. Don't come back on me on this, but this is just the truth. All right? So that's where we are, though. So now with all of this being said, now they had to get black men out of the community. They did it. Black men, now they gone. So women been raising sons by themselves for the last 25, 30 years, right? Now black women have moved up in society as far as the socioeconomic status. They got corporate America's giving them jobs. They making more money than they've ever made before at the sacrifice of who? Us. And now we're so divided. We know good.
So you don't think we? I'm sorry, Jay.
No, you good.
You know my mind.
Because I would have kept talking.
I know, but you know and if you kept talking, I would have forgot. You know my mind.
I need some more Gatorade. Yeah. That's what I'm drinking, y'all. Gatorade.
But listen to me. So why you think we divide each other so quick? So what I'm saying is, like, I hate social media on certain levels, but every time a black man fails at a basketball game, football game, think he'll get caught up in something, we are so quick to come up with a meme for our own race like that. Mm-hmm. We're so quick to compare each other like that all the time. Yep. We just can't say Serena.
We gotta win somewhere.
We just can't say Serena had a bad game, but we got to bring up another black athlete who's dominated her in a game to compare. Like, why do we do that? And I said all the time, we don't see the white folks comparing Larry Bird to John Stockton when they lose, or Tom Brady to Drew Bledsoe. We don't see that. But if like LeBron lost the playoffs, they bashed him against another black man. Like, why do we do that so often?
I think, and I don't have all the answers, but I think a lot of it has to do with the crab in the barrel mentality. Yeah. You know, if one is got out, he's automatically tried. And all of this goes back to slavery. This is always going. They taught us to fight against each other. We mean shoot. I mean they
would black. What they said to make sure the dark skin don't like the light skin.
Yeah, they made because the light skin was in the house, dark skin outside. Yeah. They finding reasons for us to dislike each other because you know what? You know what it is. I'm gonna tell you, and I can break it down real simple.
Got about 10 minutes. Go ahead.
It don't take but about 2.5.
What you?
Yeah. Marlon, you hear him talking about your cousin. But look, the reason why is because they know how strong we are if we ever get unified.
But we doing it to our I understand what you're saying, Jay. We're gonna make go more than 10 minutes.
But this is the point, and this is what I'm saying, because you want me to make the point.
Make the point.
You want me to make the point?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
My point is, when I say they, that's outside, that's the world. They know how strong we are once we become united. They caught it in the 70s. That's why they started singing songs like I'm Black and I'm Proud. They started to promote all this unity, right? But what happens is outside entities start to lure us away with that carrot, to start doing things to make us be divided, to put out pictures to talk about how we cheat. Every race cheats. Black men ain't the only one to cheat.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about us.
I know, but they suggested to us, is my point.
So they run Facebook?
Mark Zuckerberg.
But I'm saying they make you post what you post on your page.
Well, no, it's not the Oh, okay. You gotta go watch this.
I know what you're saying.
No, hold on. You gotta go watch this. Have you seen this documentary called The Social Dilemma?
Probably not. No.
Okay, but what I'm saying is they use social media to influence behavior.
Who make the post? Them or us?
It's not who makes the post.
Who wakes up in the morning?
Okay, I'm gonna answer your question. Then I'll answer with a question.
Go ahead.
We make the post. That make you satisfied?
In the morning time.
Yeah, we make the post. Whenever we make the post.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I've answered that question.
Yes, sir.
So now I can move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But it's not about just who makes the post. It's about what influenced them to make the post. And my point is, according to the social dilemma, there are influences. I'm gonna give you an example. If me and you took out our phones right now and looked at both of our timelines, they're not gonna look the same. They're gonna look totally different. Because you got subliminal suggestions that are being given to you all day long. And if you make those negative posts, guess what? Your algorithm is going to only show you things talking about those types of negative posts. You're going to see memes about bad relationships. And we don't control that, unfortunately. Facebook controls that through an algorithm.
Yeah, you went deep, which just makes sense.
Yes.
I won't go in that deep without.
But you have to go that deep to understand.
No. I'm talking about the actual.
I understand, but that's what makes you make the post.
No, like say Michael Jordan lose.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I see next morning is a meme with Michael Jordan.
What they got to do with the?
I see.
I'm talking. He said somebody told me to ask you if Farrakhan is the Black Pope. What do that got to do with the show? Yeah.
I ain't say shit about Farrakhan.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what they got. Cause man, you gonna have to have a talk in a minute. Cause if you're gonna be on the show, you got to be relative to what we talking. That's because he got to be relevant to what we talking about.
I ain't speak shit about
My cousin said, ask him, do he feel Farrakhan is the Black Pope? Boy, you want to have your own podcast?
People make what they want to be their leader.
Yeah, they do.
They'll make.
That's my cousin, man.
Yeah, they'll make somebody in the family the king of God. Yeah. I mean, but what I'm saying is, you got lost. I lost. But what I'm saying was, like, for instance, I know what you're saying. If I post something negative, everything related to that gonna pop on my timeline.
I'm saying even before then.
I understand that. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is, though, so you telling me that those posts that are being made is not made by Black folks?
No. I mean, some of them are, some of them not.
The comparisons you talking about?
Some of them are, some of them not.
Okay.
Some of them are not. I mean, like for instance, they were talking about on that social dilemma. You know, when Hillary Clinton ran for president, mm-hmm. Russians were putting stuff online saying Hillary Clinton eats babies. And all of a sudden, these white folk are saying she's a baby eater. You know, she's a baby killer.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We've been lured by subliminal suggestion. Everything, man. If you read this Michelle Alexander book, it's a long book. But if you read about the new Jim Crow, bro, and some of the stuff that they've done over the years,
my man guy, he posted the other day.
Oh my God, how we have been pawns in a game, and we don't realize it. The dividends are in the division. That means as long as we're divided, money keeps flowing. Things keep happening. I mean, they gonna keep the rift because
that's the only thing make the news. I hate to say this.
Yeah,
it's true. The only thing make the news is different races doing something to each other.
And the other thing is, and taking it even a step farther, is that the whole mission is to do what? Destroy the Black family. They don't want the Black family to survive. So they gotta keep Black women and the Black men away from each other. That's why women, they talk about how many gay men it is, but how many people talk about how many gay women it is right now? They talk about how many Black men are down low, but how many Black women are openly in front of everybody doing what they're doing, right? And hey, choose how you live how you choose. But how you gonna talk about him for doing one thing, but you sitting here doing the same thing? But it's socially acceptable for them. It's not socially acceptable. You got women that...
It's socially acceptable for them because the quote is, ain't enough good men out there, so they had to go that direction.
Man, come on.
I
get it. And like you said, you got cookie monsters out here. Is that what you call them?
Cookie monsters.
You got cookie monsters out here that's calling themselves tens now.
Shit.
And they winning.
Shit me. Shit me.
Bro, we was downtown.
Boy, if you had the cookie monster with me,
we was downtown today, and I saw this young lady. She was very thick, had on very tight clothes, stomach hanging out, all that kind of stuff. And I told my homeboy, I said, that's who winning right now.
Somebody said, cause you know why? I'm gonna tell you the problem. The thing with that is, those for some guy are easy to get because the self-esteem is so damn low. They know they had a body for that. And they put it on because that one dude.
Well, I'm gonna spit out this. You know your microphone. I gotta protect your mic.
That one dude gonna give her that confidence, but he know he doing it.
I don't even think she need it.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. He doing it just because he know that's his game. His game is, damn baby girl, who you wearing that thing, girl? Just because he know that what she came out looking for.
Ain't that something, man?
So it's like.
But you know what's funny to me?
But that don't mean big girls shouldn't wear it.
No. I love everybody. But the thing, this is my point right here, though. I think that long before he told her anything, I think she had a conversation with herself.
Yeah.
Because I believe now that
she knew she was gonna get attention either way it went.
Yeah. And that self-talk is
She knew she gonna get attention.
Self-talk make you do stuff that you normally,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, I have real conversations with myself, and I tell myself, no, we ain't gonna do that.
I seen some of the fine women so fine at Walmart, but they got them damn things on their head.
And bonnets on their head.
Be fine as all outdoor. Got some tight pants, nice body, but they go to damn whatever they call that shit.
That's a bonnet.
Whatever they call it.
That's a bonnet.
I call it a shower cap, but I don't know what it's called.
That's what they do, though, man.
But somebody gonna pay her attention because.
But what made them think that was okay?
Because somebody gonna pay her attention. It fall back on us as men. If she get that one horn, if a girl walk down the street right now on Carl Parkway, and nobody blow a horn, nobody blow a horn, nobody pull out a window, and she got some nasty on, she won't put that on tomorrow. But as long as she get that one horn from somebody,
that's simple.
That's simple. Just like on social media, if she get that one like or that one heart, knowing she like a Cookie Monster and some aluminum foil, she gonna wear it again tomorrow.
Y'all, the show's about over with because he just lost me with that. He said if you got look like a Cookie Monster, if she get one heart, that's all she needs.
That's all she need for her confidence. It's that simple.
But we got to do better. So how do we do better? Standards
gotta be really enforced.
And I think for that to happen, though,
we gotta stick with standards.
That to me is highlighting what's supposed to be and not what is.
Like my man Carmelo, the big talk right now. I don't know if you heard about it. Carmelo Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
He got another babies on his wife.
I didn't know he had the first one.
Yeah. So my thing is, I'm not saying cheating is the best thing in the world to do. But if you gonna cheat, bro, why are you out there raw dog and putting your own wife at stake? Yeah. You a grown man, you know unprotected sex can bring a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you doing it? I can say I ain't gonna say cheating is justifiable.
Never.
But if you're gonna do it, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest thing on the news today is he got a set of twins out. And the girl he got the set of twins for, now she pissed off because he ain't spending time with the kids.
But she didn't know he was married?
Yeah, everybody know Camilo. Yeah. With that fine thing he got.
But you gotta, man, that's why, bro, you gotta stop.
And he ain't got no Cookie Monster.
No, he ain't got no, definitely ain't no Cookie Monster.
Her toes ain't even Cookie Monster.
Talk about Lala?
Lala is the truth.
Lala is the truth.
But I don't know what go behind closed doors. And all
it don't matter. But the thing, it don't matter. Married. It's the perception of the whole thing. And I ain't gonna lie, I've done my thing in life, you know, and we make some of the dumbest decisions, you know.
Stupid.
But watch this. But if you give the devil the gun, you can't give him the ammunition too. Mm. If you give him the gun and then you also hand him the bullets, then you asking him to shoot you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes that's the mistake we make because we think we're so powerful or we think we can overcome anything or we only think for the moment. We don't think about the lasting ramifications because we can do it and not carry anything for you. But then you have this person who believes that if I get you, or if I have a baby by you, I got you. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad decision. That's a bad decision. And you put everybody in a bad spot that is a part of that. You know what I'm saying? You put the child in the bad spot. The man put himself in the bad spot because he shouldn't have done it.
It goes both ways.
It goes both ways.
Because you got some men that knock off a woman just so she can deal with him for 18 more years.
Yes.
Yeah. So it go both ways.
I've heard a woman in single situations. I've heard women say that. Yeah. Women say, "I want."
So it ain't just the females who.
But why did we start this whole process of having babies out of wedlock, and why did it become so common? Because marriage ain't what it used to be.
No, but see, Kate.
People don't think of marriage like
Kate. Yeah, Kate. KTY.
KDY.
Yeah, she said one thing. She said that because back in the days, the wives was in a position that they couldn't go nowhere. Mm-hmm. Like it was the man paying all the bills. She took care of the kids, to wash the clothes, cook. That was her role. So Papa was a Rolling Stone. All Papas back in the days were Rolling Stones. Mm-hmm. So they didn't have no chances back then. They didn't have no options. Divorce wasn't common. The courthouse wasn't in every neighborhood. It wasn't that easy.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point I'm talking about is the single people now. Why don't we do? I mean, you got a lot of people now who play house. You know what I'm saying? That getting.
So what's the question?
The question is why marriage has been diluted so much that they're not as concerned about getting married before they have children. You know what I'm saying? it's just not the
So
same.
you saying they're not waiting to have sex before they get married no more?
They getting sex and then they don't.
No, I'm trying to.
No,
I'm trying to answer the question. I'm trying
no, they're not. It's not a matter. I'm not saying they have a sex for me. They ain't got to do it. I'm talking about, but they're doing it raw dog, as you just said, and they're not They're not doing anything not to have babies.
I got you saying before they get married.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I don't know if the feeling that they want to have as men. I don't know. I
put it like this.
I never was no raw dog cat.
Never.
So that would never was me.
And if I got somebody pregnant, it was
never my wife.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
No raw dog cat.
They play these, and nowadays they can put some on you the board of health can't take off.
Shit, you ain't never lied.
Bro, they can put some on you the board of health can't take off, but you can't go get no shot to get rid of it.
It'd be worse than COVID.
Yeah, it'd be worse than COVID, Jack. I mean, have you gangrene, whatever else you want to call it. So you got to be careful. So, but people do it with no reservations whatsoever, man, and just making more and more and more children, and you got more and more children that are products of single parents. Hey, listen, this was a recap that we did tonight. We just jumped on for about an hour. Like I said, Disco called me and wanted a couple of the subjects touched him last night, so he wanted to come in and unpack those subjects, and I wasn't doing anything, so I've always, I love to talk anyway. But time is up. We're about to get out of here. I've enjoyed the conversation, Disco. Look forward to doing it again. And this is the Intellectual Stew recap. / DISCO100, and we had us a good time tonight. Marlon, I'll ask Disco if he thought whatever Farrakhan is the black pope later on. I doubt it though, because preachers only get 85% with him, so I think we're okay. But just want to say good night. I'm going to ask my question one more time, like I do every time I get off of the radio. I mean, off the air. I always ask this question. I say, the world is changing. Why do you remain the same? We got to do better, y'all. On the path to better. Let's go.